Here's another view of Bridge Street, William Street intersection. Look again, the water is clearly receded. It used to be up here, as high as here. This is worse than Irene. Holy cow. Alright, this shows you where the water was. Look at that mark. Water went up the dashboard. Still water down there. Here on Cliff Street. Just look at that parking lot. I feel so bad for these folks. Look at that car, it's probably floated. Onto the lawn. This might be the worst of it. So Peters Brook runs, basically is over there, runs across this way, runs out that way. It eventually goes into the Raritan River. And it runs diagonally through much of town.
Especially with salt water, but still, even this, I just want to look under there.
This really sucks. Holy cow. Look at that water line. Look at this. The water pushed these cars all around. Didn't care. Crushed them into each other. So this is the YMCA, and they are pumping out the basement. Holy cow. This is serious stuff, man. Again, here's the YMCA. They're pumping a lot of water out of their lower floors. There's Peters Brook again. It runs through town. And yeah, this sucks. A lot. This is across the street from the Y. The park across the street from the Y. Here's the multi-use path that typically go behind the ball fields. But right now, it's ending in an overflowing Peters Brook. Yeah, that's crazy. This was all underwater. Take a look at this. Someone's Tiny Tots cart landed in the goal here. Holy cow. Look at that. It was a pretty intense storm last night. The ground is still very wet and muddy and muddy. The leaves are muddy, so you could tell.
It's not low. It's up.
Oh man. Holy cow. Looks like they pulled everything out of their basement. Everyone's pulling stuff out of their basement. More abandoned cars. So look at this. Look at where the water level was. Up to the dashboard. These cars are totaled. Holy cow. Pumping out basements. Oh man. Look at this. Just like whole houses. It's like basements. They used to live in those basements. Here we are at the basketball courts. Again, part of Peters Brook. The Peters Brook Pass goes there, and that's closed. This is the walking path, Peters Brook. Not that far from my house. I've run on this path hundreds of times. Look what the water did to the asphalt. Just eroded underneath it and just lifted it away like it was a piece of cardboard. Just talked to a guy whose car was flooded out. He's saying that it was a matter of 20 seconds. In a matter of 20 seconds it was dry, and then the floodwaters were coming his way. Up, and then he got out of the car. The water got up to his neck. So when they say flash floods, they are not joking, people. It happens fast. Damn nature. You scary. Now back in Irene, these homes across the street were flooded out. And they had their basement carpets on the curb there, tore them up. Looks like the water got high. I'm not sure if it got as high as it did last time. At least I don't see carpets. So the water has finally receded. I'm not done yet. This is the other side of Bridge Street. Look at that. Still overflowing the bridge. There's another car that was pushed. You're just a half block away and all seems relatively normal. And then you come here. The road dips down, and if you're in a car, you don't notice this little dip in the road. If you are a runner or a cyclist, you are more inclined to notice it. But the road dips down with the land to Peters Brook, and turn the corner, and this is what you get. Holy cow. This is Main Street. Downtown's down there somewhere on the other side of this brook now. This is Peters Brook, just south of the tennis courts and the pickleball courts, where the old skate park used to be, just off of Veterans Memorial. So here are fields that used to be fields, run adjacent to the Raritan River. Smart that we haven't developed along there, because as you can see, would not have ended well. Look at this, the water's almost to the street, and it was probably higher. I don't see any evidence of it reaching the street. It's not muddy here. The ground isn't that wet, but just off the street, you can still see the water. Here, can't even get to the wetlands. See the changing color of the pavement? That's as high as the water got. Down there, to the right, is the entrance to the Findern wetlands. And last night at approximately 11:30 p.m., I heard the loudest explosion I had heard in a while. It was like instant, like a bomb went off. This is a house reduced to rubble. Not sure whether it was a gas leak that caused the explosion or something else, but like, dang. There's debris on the roof of the neighboring house. The windows of the neighboring house are gone. The house itself is decimated. So in the midst of all this chaos, we had this. Here's the backside. Can't get any closer. But that neighbor, holy cow, that neighbor's house is busted too. And these other folks are like dealing with all this flooding all at once. It's like the apocalypse or something. And we're all taking pictures.